real frivolous with her money and didn't pay her bills that she knew she had to pay. I mean,
does that make it okay though?
Well,
to take
her car? It makes it okay when you neglect to do the responsibilities as an adult in your life. You don't. There's consequences, and hey, that's just the way it is.
Yeah. But you're okay. You're okay with that? Them taking her car?
I'm sure that they made a
pictures for some kind of a roster.
Sorry, I'm really interested in what you have to say.
Well, no, it's kind of funny because he's talking about taking pictures for a roster, but all you guys go on the website and post all the cops, police papers with their phone numbers, their call signs, everything.
Yeah, their business phone numbers.
Yeah, you know, but I mean.
But don't you think that's great?
Isn't that putting? I mean, that's kind of like. I mean, not that it's.
I love it that
it's public information.
I've had interactions with the police before, and I didn't know who the person was, and then afterwards, I'm like, who is that officer? I need to contact him. And it would be great if I could go on the Keene Police Department page and see all the police officers. But they don't have that. So Keene Cop Block has put that out there for people so that they can be like, oh yes, that's the officer.
Right.
And I think it's great for more community building, just filling in the gaps that the KPD isn't doing.
Oh, they took my fries.
Oh man.
Fritz Fries came by with some fries.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So advertising Fritz Fries.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't bring our peace tea out.
No?
Usually we're pimping. We got the new flavors early.
So, just to clarify, I don't think it's very nice to threaten people, and that's that's basically what the parking enforcement does. They don't see it that way, right? And you don't see it that way.
Right. But I'm just saying, I mean, I don't think a ticket's a threat. Now, you get pulled over and the cops give you a ticket. Now I see that's more of a kind of a more personal way to get a ticket, you know.
Absolutely. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Are you with them?
No. I'm speaking for myself. I'm just saying, robbing from the taxpayers, aren't taxes theft?
Whatever you say.
Really?
Whatever you say, ma'am.
Is that all
further than taxes?
You're holding up traffic, but I bet he doesn't care.
There's a threat of
I would agree too. I agree with what they're doing.
Taxes suck either way, man.
Yeah, taxes do blow.
What do you think parking fines are?
But, you know, I mean, that's not a tax, I don't think.
So, Free Keene from the Free State Project? Why?
I'm not against the Free State Project, just the idiots that make the Free State Project look bad.
So, these are the Robin Hooders you object to. Why?
The Robin Hooders, it's just ridiculous. I mean, harassing people on their jobs. I mean, there's no need for that. They've already expressed their feelings that they're being harassed. A normal person would leave them alone. But when you keep harassing somebody, then it starts becoming something else.
Well, would you consider what I'm doing now harassment? I'm just asking you questions about the sign? Okay.
Oh, she's obviously with them.
I hope you have a good day. Anyway, and thank you for talking to me.
Yeah, I appreciate you being willing to have a conversation because
I mean, we all got our own beliefs and stuff, and a lot of it really is all has to do with interpretation.
Parking enforcement is theft. Parking enforcement is theft.
I love it.
Hey, that's free Chelsea Manning.
Bradley Manning, he's gay. He wants his
speaker
hormone
on the
treatments
roof of
now.
my car.
Yeah, you know, he's really a woman. That's what he wants to
So you don't like taxes?
No, I think, I've been
I don't know anybody that likes
half the stuff
taxes.
you guys are talking about, I wickedly believe in it, all right? It's just that in today's society right now, it's never going to get better. It's never going to change.
See,
and it sucks.
what if you're wrong?
You know, you can't, what?
Right, you have to believe that.
All right, but let's stop, you know, I don't want to use this analogy because it's way off board, but let's stop bombing friggin' hospital, you know, abortion clinics.
Then it's off the record.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I want a microphone. I want a Mr. Microphone for my car.
You can get them on Amazon for like $20.
Yeah, it's wicked out of control,
But
man. You know, the
realistically,
government's done exactly
we
what they
live in
wanted.
such
You scared
safety and-
people to make them consumers, man.
Right. But
You
I mean,
know?
realistically, in the United States, we live in such safety
Can you
compared to
get
around
us
the world.
deals on
It's
Mr.
ridiculous.
Microphone units? We want a deal on a Mr. Maybe we
Amazon
could all buy
probably
bulk, dude. We could all buy bulk.
We could all have PAs.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm so creative. I'm just the most creative. Yeah, put it on, man.
Technology, especially. We all around the earth have the ability to be interconnected and share ideas, and not have to submit to arbitrary authority anymore.
All right, so hey, can we have like a dialogue right now about the parking meter situation, Robin Hood and things?
Please.
Hey, what can we do to stop that? I mean, you guys
stop the parking meters?
Yeah, stop and, you know, I mean, we got at least till after the trial, you know? I mean, can't we come up with some kind of an agreement?
Do you mean to get rid of the parking meters?
No, I don't want you guys to, like, feel like, you know, you're losing a battle, okay? I'm just saying, because nobody's winning or losing anything.
I don't feel like I'm in conflict.
But what I'm saying is, can't we just, like, stop following the girls around?
Well, actually, Robin Hooders walk in front of the parking
meters. But that, I mean, I got you on video on YouTube. You're walking. There's 5 people walking behind. And then the
generally,
one person, like you guys, you
can't
can't control how many people are walking behind. I know that, but I'm just saying.
See, here's the thing.
You do something, now you bring on more people or whatever that you really don't count on, and then it creates a situation.
We walk over here for better audio because he's yelling over there.
But you understand what I'm saying? So
no, I get what you're saying.
If one of you guys are going out there and they know exactly what time you're going to be out there.
I'm
having a conversation with you guys. And then you guys, like one person shows up, next thing you know, 5 people show up. Right now it becomes more, you're creating a situation that's uncomfortable and it may be considered dangerous.
And that's why I've always been open to dialogue with the parking enforcers. Like, Jane has always been totally open with us and talking to us, and I've talked to her both on and off camera about how she feels about what we're doing and any suggestions she might have. Linda has chosen not to talk to us at all.
I think Linda's really stressed out, and she may have her own reasons. And
I'm not.
She's
I'm
been
not
here a long
to
time, and I know, but you know, you guys, now that you guys know that, why would you still follow around and cause somebody to have PTSD? I mean, now you're affecting somebody's life, really. I would have just respectfully request that you guys at least just leave them alone until after the hearing. I support, you know, what you guys are standing for right now as far as that. I understand where you're coming from, but can't we just stop that, the harassing the girls, just please?
But how do you feel? See, I think the problem,
it's not, I mean,
the communications breakdown, Rob, is the word harassment. Right? So harassment has to do with, there's a criminal charge, right? So if you look at the criminal code, there's a charge called criminal harassment, and it has to do with threatening somebody. So if I were coming after you and like threatening you or something like that, and you asked me to stop, and I didn't, then that would be criminal harassment. When you're a government employee, there's a different level of publicity that comes along with the position.
But even though
it's
they're
not
public
the same,
official, they
if
don't,
you don't mind, if I could finish the statement.
Okay, I know what you're going to say, though.
When you're a government worker, and it doesn't matter what kind of government worker, it could be police, could be tax officer, or whatever, you have a different level of accountability that you should be able to be held to because it's a public role.
Right.
Unlike, say, somebody working at the insurance company around the corner. So I think a lot of the people who are claiming harassment are putting themselves in the shoes, and that's okay. It's good to empathize. And they're saying, boy, I would feel harassed if I were in that role. But what they don't understand is that by accepting the job in the first place, they accepted the understanding that some people were going to have a problem with what they do. Some people are going to ask them tough questions. Some people might even record them on video.
Kind of like Parking Wars. I mean, you're talking about that TV show, right?
Think about this, right? So, think about how nasty people are to the parking enforcers in other cities. I mean, if you watch videos, and remember the city posted their video online? Have you seen that one? It's like 13 minutes long, and it supposedly shows all the bad stuff.
I think it's cut out.
That guy in the van that just drove by a moment ago is Chris Cantwell. He's one of the guys in the video. They didn't name him in the lawsuit. And I remember as I was watching that video, I was thinking, oh man, what am I going to see? What has Chris Cantwell done? What has he said? Because he's like this crass comedian. He's not a... He's funny.
That's like me. So when you guys read stuff on my site, I'm giving you shit all the time.
Okay. You seem like an okay guy to me.
I'm a good guy.
So I was worried. I was like, oh gosh, what's Chris going to say? You know, what offensive thing? And he didn't say anything offensive. Like, all he said to him was, hey, what'd you have for lunch today? Like, asking questions. And to me, asking questions of government workers isn't harassment.
Well, okay, let me just put it to you this way. If you were following me around, you know, I would already be in trouble. If you were invading my space, that's just me. These guys have way, you know, they got good, I don't know what they got, but they take a lot of abuse from you guys. I'm not saying personally.
Questions,
I'm just saying,
though, aren't abuse.
Right, but, well, okay, it may not be abuse, but when they say, listen, and they've said this a long time ago, I don't want you following me around, leave me alone. You're harassing me, to them, you're harassing them. And you may be coming across kind of threatening to them, maybe. And like I said, your interpretation of being threatening and harassment may be different than somebody else. And you can look at the book, the law version of what the definition is, or, you know, I mean. So, again, here we go. Where, you know, these guys are saying, they're telling you their wishes, but you guys still go out there, you still following them, or not following them, still walking with them.
But they won't respect our wishes, right? And so don't start where they're telling us their wishes. The first telling them is to stop ticketing people.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
That's my wish.
Then maybe the whole town that's against ticketing should be following them around, and not just 5 guys with cameras. Come on.
Well, most people are working.
Can't you like write a letter to the town and? Maybe,
but they don't care.
Hire some bureaucrats.
Have you ever tried talking to them? Have you ever tried talking to the city council before? They don't care.
We'd be down to arm up Linda and Jane with tons of change and just be like, hey, if you find an expired meter, why don't you just put some change in it instead of writing a ticket? That would be great.
But see, that's not their job to do that. You know what I mean?
Because the city's interest is finding
people.
So
I mean.
It's all about revenue, right? So when you look at the parking numbers, and James can tell you about this, he's an accountant by trade, so he's actually looked at their own numbers. Turns out that most of the time there's open parking spaces when they're ticketing people. They'll write a ticket, like those cars right now, there's a bunch of open spaces down there, they'll still write tickets anyway. So it's not about keeping turnover during busy times, it's about generating revenue.
So they're going to write a ticket on an empty spot?
No, not an empty spot, but when there are empty spots. Because the excuse for parking enforcement is that, well, we need it to turn over the cars, right? That's the excuse for it, is that the businesses want it, supposedly, which I've talked to business owners that definitely don't want it. But let's just say that's true, that they're using it to turn over cars. In which case, if there's empty spaces, then they don't need to turn over cars, right? In that case.
Right.
But they'll still ticket because it's all about revenue.
Well,
and that's what this is all about.
Okay, and I
it's
think
all
what
about
it comes
revenue.
down to is there's an expired meter. It doesn't have anything about, okay, I'm going to still going to ticket this person. It's an expired meter. It has no. I don't think these 2 girls are coming out there with a notion in their mind that they're going to go out and rip people off. You see what I'm saying?
No, they're just doing their job.
They're just doing their job.
They're just doing their job.
So those guys are doing the jobs. They're not particularly trying to do anything to hurt any specific person or you guys in general. It's a job. So why just leave them alone, please? Come on, just leave them alone.
And, well,
you know,
my perspective is,
we can all sit here and argue all day long, you know, and we're never going to agree to, you know. Maybe I've agreed with a lot of your stuff.
Well, I hope you don't think I'm an idiot, though.
No,
because you called me that on Facebook.
Well, I think the way you guys are doing things make you idiots. That's why I said that, okay?
Okay.
I think you're acting like idiots. So there's no other way I could say it without being a dick. But I'm trying to be, you know, objective.
It's different to say you're acting like an idiot in a particular case.
So that's what I mean. Is like
I can accept that critique.
Okay, so
now,
like, why
tell me
not,
about police, though. Is it okay to follow a police officer around and ask him questions?
Okay. If they got somebody pulled over, because I believe in the whole cop block thing about making police accountable for their actions, because a lot of police need to be trained better. Okay, I mean I've seen police pull people over, and next thing you know, 5 cops are beating them up instead of just the one. They don't really need to go that far. All right, but I think if they got somebody pulled over and you're within a certain distance, and you're not bothering them, okay, but if you start asking them questions while they're in the middle of an investigation or something, then I can see that kind of being, you know. Probably shouldn't do that, you know what I mean? But other than that, following them around while watching them, you know, filming them while they're making a traffic stop's okay.
You're okay with that?
If they're walking around the street, if they're walking on the street doing their beat, they're subjected to being approached, right? So that's asking questions, follow them around, I guess.
So is that a double standard? You have one standard for police officers, but another one for parking
enforcers? Yeah, it is because the parking enforcement agencies don't carry guns and they don't enforce criminal laws, okay? They work for the police department, but they're not part of the police.
Let me tell you, you'll end up in criminal court if you don't pay that parking ticket.
That's right. But you know what? It's a lot different. It's a civil infraction. It's not a criminal infraction, okay? So that makes a big difference.
I'm pretty sure it's a criminal case.
It's a civil one. You go to civil court. You go to court, but it's not criminal.
It's got a CR in front of it. That's a criminal case.
Well, if it has a CR in front of it, I guess it would be.
And you'll go to jail if you don't pay the fines, eventually.
Well,
I mean, I don't think you can go to jail
probably
for that.
First give you community service.
Well, what they're going to do first, they're going to take you now and let you register your vehicle until you. That's it. I mean, you're starting to really, those kind of things. They're not going to throw you in jail. I mean, come on, unless you rack up a 5,000. You know, I can see if you're just going to neglectfully not pay for stuff, then yeah, you know, they're probably going to put you in jail. But
if you don't pay for a fine in New Hampshire, you could be put in jail. You could also do community service, but you can sit it off for $50 a day in the Cheshire County House of Corrections.
Whatever it is, it's, you know, it is what it is.
Let me give you another scenario, Rob. So, you know, I'm an activist. I like my video camera. I think it holds bureaucrats accountable. I think the government people should be held accountable because they operate with impunity. They can pretty much do what they want, and there's very little that we can do about it. But one of the things we can do is ask them questions, tough questions.
And I even tell my kid that since he was little, ask questions.
Right. Sometimes they don't like it when I ask them questions. So I'll give you an example. The courthouse over there, I was banned from that courthouse forever because I stood outside of the courthouse when the employees were getting off work and asked them questions, and also when they were coming to work, and asked them questions as they were coming to work and recorded them on video. They accused me of harassment, and they wrote a no trespass order. The sheriff himself wrote a no trespass order against me and about 5 other people. Well, guess what? I went into that courthouse after the no trespass order. They arrested me. Then we challenged it in court. My attorney went into Keene District Court, John Meyer. It was overturned as unconstitutional. That was overturned as unconstitutional. So the judge found in that case that I wasn't, in point of fact, harassing those government workers by asking them questions. That's all I'm doing. If I'm following a parking enforcer around, my #1 job is to rescue people from parking meters. #2, just because they're there, I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to ask them questions. Now, if they feel uncomfortable about that, I can't help how they feel, right?
Okay, but as a person, can you respect somebody else's privacy? I mean, that's what it comes down to. Are you going to be an asshole, or are you going to be a person? Are you going to be a person
They don't have privacy.
Okay, well,
they're a government
why can't
worker.
you just be a freaking normal guy, a person that just respects other people, because that's what you're all for.
As soon as they
Unless
respect
you only
other people
respect
parking.
people in the Shire, then I want you guys to understand it comes down to how you are as a person. Because